Hello, and welcome to this Joomla tutorial. Today, I'm going to show you how to manage your website using a content management system called Joomla. For the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to assume that your website has already been developed, but you now need to make a few changes to the content of your site. Joomla is a very powerful platform that makes it really quick and easy to manage the text and images within your website without having to have any background knowledge of HTML, CSS, or any other fancy languages such as that. In the next few minutes, you will learn how to access your Joomla backend admin and use it to edit the content of your website. We will also show you a quick and easy way to manage your site directly from its live front end. Throughout this tutorial, you will hear me refer to a few different terms that you may not be familiar with. A few of these terms include the front end. The front end of your website is the actual live site. If you go to www.yourname.com, or for the purpose of this tutorial, www.sellerstile.com, you are accessing the front end of your website, or the actual live site as it appears on the World Wide Web. The back end, which I'll also refer to as the backend admin or the backend administrator, contains the nuts and bolts that really make up your website. The back end is basically the control panel of your website. Everything you see on the front end is, of course, then controlled by the back end. To access the back end, you must have a username and password that your system administrator will provide to you. The editor. As the name implies, you will be using what's called a WYSIWYG, or what you see is what you get editor, to manage your site's content. It allows you to add or edit text and or images to your website. If you have experience using Microsoft Word or any other word processing program, you'll find the editor extremely easy to use with a very little learning curve. Perhaps the most important term that you will hear me refer to is article. Joomla refers to all the pages that make up your website as articles. So anytime you hear me refer to an article, I'm actually talking about a specific page of your website. So therefore, articles equal web pages. Therefore, when we want to manage the pages of your site, we would access the article manager, which you will see in just a few moments. One more thing before we get started. This tutorial is going to allow you to follow me step by step as I use the Joomla CMS in real time. In doing so, every time I click on something, you will see red rings coming from my cursor or mouse pointer to indicate that I have left-clicked on an item or object. I'll try to go at a slow pace and explain everything thoroughly, but don't forget, you can always rewind if you missed a step or didn't quite understand something. Again, this tutorial is simply going to show you how to edit articles that have already been created for you. With all the housekeeping items out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. For the purpose of this tutorial, we will be making changes to sellerstile.com. We will start by accessing the backend administrator by going to www.sellerstile.com/administrator. To access your site's admin, simply replace sellerstile.com with your domain name. You'll see here that we will be presented with a login requesting a user's name and password. Once again, your site administrator will provide you with your credentials. So I'm going to go ahead and log in as the manager, enter my username and password, and click Login. We're now brought to the control panel of our Sellers Tile website. We need to make a few changes to one of our web pages or articles, so we're going to access the article manager. There's a couple different ways that we can access the article manager. First, we can come to our drop down up at the very top underneath articles and select article manager. And we are presented with all the articles or pages that make up our website. I'm going to take us back to the home page real quickly to show you another method of getting to the article manager. Under management, in the middle of the screen, you can click on articles. It'll take you to the article manager. Again, I'm going to go back home. And from the main control panel, we can also come down to the very bottom, mouse over, and you'll see that we have the option to select articles. This also takes you to the article manager. So there's three quick and easy ways to access your article manager. Once you're in your article manager, you can select any of the articles that we have already created for you to edit them. For the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to make changes to the Our Story page. So we click on Our Story, and it'll open up the editor. With the Our Story article open, we can now make any changes that we need using the editor. For instance, for now, I'm going to go ahead and remove this entire second paragraph. I'm just going to hit Control X to cut it, or I could hit backspace to remove it. I'm going to take out the extra line break there so that it all looks uniform. And I'm just going to click Apply. We have been given the message that our changes have been successfully made, so if we go back over to our live site or the front end of the site and we click refresh, you'll notice that the entire second paragraph has been removed from our live site. Of course, since this is a live site, I need to add that paragraph back in so that it reads as the client needs. So I'm just going to come to the end of our first sentence, create a new paragraph by hitting enter, and reinsert the text that I previously took out. Of course, you could come down to the bottom or anywhere you wanted and type in new information. We click apply again. We'll refresh our front end and you'll see that the paragraph has been added back to the article and our new paragraph has been added as well. Of course, for our live site, we don't want the paragraph, this is new information, to be there. So I'm going to go ahead and remove it, highlight it, hit backspace a couple times to make sure everything appears uniform. And this time, I'm going to click Save. The difference between the two is if I click Apply, it simply saves the changes, but leaves our article editor open. If I click Save, it's going to take us back to our article manager. Go back over to our live site to make sure that our changes have in fact been saved, and they are. The second paragraph is there, and our new paragraph is no longer there, which is perfect. This is exactly how our client wants their page. So we have essentially made no changes, but I've shown you how to make changes if needed. Now we can edit all these other pages as well, the showrooms, marble shop, distributors/commercial. We can edit all of those from our article manager. Fortunately for us, it really is that easy to edit your articles. Now, the article manager also allows us to insert images into our articles, but I will not be covering how to do so during this tutorial. Now, as promised, I told you that I would show you a method in which will allow you to edit your articles from the actual live side of the website. So we're going to go to our homepage of our website, sellerstile.com. Down here at the very bottom, you'll notice that the developer of the site has created a handy link for us that says admin login. We're going to click on that. We're going to insert the username and password provided to you by your administrator. We're going to click login. You'll be greeted with a nice little hi manager, and from here we can go to any page that we want. You'll notice now that we have a little edit article button at the top of every page. Now we can actually edit this article right in our live site by clicking the edit article button, and it'll load a handy dandy editor for us similar to the one that's used in the back end. In the same way that we did before, I'm going to remove the second paragraph of this article, remove the extra space. I'm going to come back up and I'm going to click Save. And the article has been changed. Now, of course, we need to reinsert that paragraph, so I'm going to come back in the same way that I did before, and I'm going to click Save. And the article has been edited. Once we log out, of course, this icon will no longer be available. Other users will never see this icon unless they have the credentials that you have to log in as an administrator. Now, I need to show you a couple more things in our front-end editor, mostly so that you know to ignore them. You're actually not going to use them at all. Because our developer has already organized this site, you will not need to change anything from here down. So we're just going to focus on the actual editor area, which is similar to that of Microsoft Word or Outlook or any other word processing program, and the exact same as the editor in the background. I'm going to go ahead and click cancel. It's going to bring us back to our live site, and I'm going to go ahead and log us out. So I'm going to go back into the admin login and click log out, and you will now see the page without the icon as all your other visitors will see it. So this has been a short tutorial that has covered how to edit your articles. Should you have any other questions, please feel free to contact your site's administrator, or you can email me at Wes, W-E-S, at Splice, that's S, P as in Paul, L-I-C-E, the number 5.com. Or we're going to jump back over to our backend administrator here. We're going to make sure that we're at the home page of our control panel. You'll see down here, help, documentation, resources, and blogs. These are all additional information and tools that you can use to learn more about your Joomla platform. Or you can always consult our friends over at Google. Thanks again for joining me. I hope this video has given you all the insight that you need to edit your articles quickly and efficiently using the Joomla platform. Godspeed and the best of luck to you and your website.